Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 22nd of October 2017 with another round of simulation releases for your simulation pleasure. And we're going to jump straight into it this week with the release in some X-Plane releases this week. So the first one we've got is from the guys over at Avia71. So they've always been very detailed in their works of sort of bringing some very high definition renditions of some very unusual aircraft, and this one is of course by no means an exception. So this one is the Mudry Cap 10C. So this is a fairly famous modern aerobatic aircraft that is also actually, which also has like a civilian sort of utility variants as well. So this one is quite interesting. As I said, it's a bit of an unusual aircraft in the fact that it has both an aerobatic pedigree as well as like a normal general aviation one as well. So it's a bit interesting how it has this sort of that dual role and the dual variations of it. Anyway, but yeah, as I said, this one is a very high detailed rendition, including being based off an actual, various test flights using an actual Mudry Cap 10C. A utility one, and the flight model has been tested and walked through by an actual French aerobatics champion as well, so who actually flies one as part of his routine. So very interesting, very great to see the detail gone through here. Now they do warn that this is a very realistic version, or as realistic as they can make it, and it is not designed for someone who's simply just jump in and fly. She can be a very docile, but she can also be a very flighty aircraft as well for you to get in there. So you do have the option. But two flight models are included, both the aerobatic version and the utility model version as well. You've got various inbuilt cockpit instruments for each version are included as well as being able to change it on the switch on the fly using the inbuilt selection panel as well, which is really kind of cool. Other features include high definition 4K textures, physically based rendering as well, a high definition sound set recorded off the real aircraft, a highly detailed internal failure system, full details of the aerobatics program narrated and provided by the French aerobatic champion who did the checks on the aircraft as well. As I said, incredibly highly detailed looking work here, possibly the best that Avia has ever done. Now this is an X-Plane 11 exclusive, this one, so just so you are aware, it is not available for X-Plane 10, only available for X-Plane 11. Now if you do want to pick this one up, this one is available now over at the xplane.org store, coming in at $25 US or your regional equivalent, available now. Continuing on with X-Plane releases this week, so in terms of scenery release, the guys over at H Simulators, they've released their Grand Arctic Scenery. So with a very grandiose name like that, this includes 2 sets of mesh as well as 6 detailed airports, and a whole heap of photoreal terrain has been included with this one as well, with over 1 million square miles of terrain is actually covered by this one. So something that X-Plane is sort of unfortunately known for is the fact that basically everything north of the 73rd parallel is just not modeled. It's just not. It just isn't, which is a real shame. Ironically, it's one of the big drawbacks, I think, for X-Plane, just throwing it out there. Anyway, basically, these guys are sort of aiming to do something about that. So what they've done is that this particular add-on gives a full detailed terrain mesh for Canada and Greenland from 72 north and up. As I said, it includes 6 highly detailed airports, as well as adding in a few other airports as well, it looks like. So looking pretty damn awesome. No, I'm sort of in two minds about the price. Like, you get a lot of good stuff for this one. It's coming in at $40 US, but at the same time, it's almost a shame that it actually has to be done by the community to actually be able to put this in here. But as I said, you're getting some pretty damn detailed and a lot of stuff for your money here. So you definitely do get value for your money here. If you are wanting to do some Arctic flying in Canada and Greenland, and you want to add that in X-Plane, and you do want to add it to your experience, this one is available for X-Plane 10 and 11, coming in, as I said, at $40 US, available now from the xplane.org store. Alright, and continuing on with X-Plane releases this week, the guys over at UK 2000 Scenery, they have released a new X-Plane 10 and 11 version of their Aberdeen Extreme. So they've released this one now. Now, interestingly enough, they've actually sort of updated. I don't know whether it's they've seen the feedback I gave them in the previous sets. I'm not sure, but they've actually now come through, and it looks like the X-Plane 11 version has got a lot more actual sort of detailed in terms of things. It's not missing the effects than some of the content that the previous X-Plane 11 ports, ports were missing. So it does still include the full high detailed buildings, very high detailed textures for both the ground photoreal scenery and the buildings, as well as a full set of static airliners and GA aircraft for the area, as well as a full included sets of runway fencing, interactive runway lighting, and vegetation all included as well. So as I said, looking quite good. Definitely their most detailed, the latest one so far. Hopefully some of the screenshots you are looking at though are for the X-Plane version, but sorry, are for the ESP version, but as I said, the X-Plane version is looking pretty damn cool. So yes, it's available if you do want to pick this one up. This one is available now from the UK 2000 website, coming in for £17, or your regional equivalent, available now. Alright, continuing on with other flight simulation releases and moving into the ESP platform world. So we're heading over to the guys over at Perfect Flight. Now, long-time viewers of my channel will know my opinion of Perfect Flight, and sadly it looks like it has been continued here as well. Now, this is the Learjet 45 Private Flights pack. So this is a mission pack, a 24 mission pack, as well as giving you a Learjet 45, and has been included with this one, a Learjet 45 XR. Now I'm looking at it and basically going, this is the default FSX one that's been dropped in here. Now what is interesting, however, about this is that Perfect Flight are telling us that this is fully compatible with all of the ESP range, including prepared version 4. Now, to their credit, that would actually mean that they would actually have to have recoded some of the gauges in order to make it work in prepared version 4. I would be very interested if anybody was crazy enough to actually buy this for prepared version 4, because as I said, it literally looks like it is the default FSX one. So I'm very surprised that they're actually, you know, at the very least, guys, come on, like, throw us a bone here, like, actually make something decent. Christ. Anyway, if you are wanting to pick this one up, I'm not sure why you would, but if you do want to pick this one up, this one is available now, coming in at €15, $20 US, or your regional equivalent, available either from the Perfect Flight store or from your favorite flight sim retailer, available now. Alrighty. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. I missed an X-Plane 11 release. We're just going to wind back for a second back to X-Plane 11. So there was a release this week of a Super Cub from the guys over at Aero Simulations. They have released their Piper PA-18 Super Cub for X-Plane 11. This is looking insanely detailed. Absolutely incredible amounts of detail looks like I've gone into this one. Looking amazing. Very high resolution textures for this one. A full, and it includes a full reality experience from SimCoder's package included with this aircraft as well, which is really, really cool. There are 3 separate flight models and engines included with this one, including a Titan X320 powered Super Cub, a Tundra tires powered a Tundra tyre and standard tyre version, as well as a 180 horsepower version with Tundra tyres only. So really, really cool. Looks damn awesome. They are also planning a free future update with a float version as well. So this is looking insanely detailed, especially bundled with the fact that it's got the reality XP sort of expansion built bundled with it as well. Looks absolutely amazing. Anyway, if you wanted to pick this one up, this is available over the Aero Simulations website. The link in the description down below, coming in at a price tag that respects its includes its quality here, coming in at $43 US, or your regional equivalent, available now. Alright, returning back to the world of the ESP world at the moment, we saw the release of the guys over at Just Sim released their latest version of something for Prepared version 4. So they have released, prepared all versions. Sorry, I do apologize for versions 3 and 4. And this is their version of Riga International Airport. So it's the main airport that serves Riga, the capital of Latvia, and a lot of the other Baltic countries as well, with various inter-country flights coming in through there as well. This one is fully compatible, as most of the Just Sim stuff is fully compatible with FTX Global, and includes all their high-resolution ground textures. They have included full dynamic lighting for the apron for Prepared version 4 users, as well as animated SODE jetways coming soon, not at launch. Again, guys, come on. Why do you always have it in 2 more weeks? Why don't you just wait and get the damn thing together when you release it? Anyway, sorry, rant over. It's surrounding area is also modeled with custom order gen as well, and nightly fully very high detailed runway textures, 3D taxiway lighting as well, and seasonal change as well with various different photoreal scenery surrounding the area. So yes, looking pretty damn interesting if you are wanting to model that one. Coming in at 18 euros, or about $25 available now from Sim Market. In other ESP releases this week, the guys over at RF Scenery Building have come out with another American classic. This time is the Oklahoma City Will Rogers World Airport. So it's a very busy airport in Oklahoma. It's in the grand old US of A, about 6 miles southwest of the downtown of Oklahoma City. This is one of the largest municipal airports in the central United States, which has a huge number of aircraft movements every year. Now, this includes fully customized, fully high detailed modelings of the buildings for the area, including as the airport appears as of the start of 2017. Includes not only the airport but also the surrounding countryside, as well, as we come to expect from a lot of high quality add-ons. Fully customized runway textures and runway lighting as well, including dynamic lighting in Prepared version 4 users, and dynamic glass reflection as well for Prepared 3 and 4 users as well. Fully compatible with FTX Global base textures, as well as FTX Global LC for the North American LC as well, and includes some new road traffic files as well, automatic change of scenery, and highly detailed ground textures as well. So looking pretty damn cool. The jetways are static though; doesn't use SODE jetways, just so you know. If you are wanting to pick this one up, this one's available through Flight Sim Store only at the moment, coming in at about $30 Australian, $25 or your original equivalent, available now. And rounding out the ESP platform releases for the week, the Orbix have come out with their sort of only recently sort of announced, and then suddenly there it is released for us. So this is the Pula Airport. So this is a beautiful Croatian seaside city on the Adriatic Sea, and a very popular destination for tourists during the summer. Now, this airport is able to handle all the way up to the biggest tube liners, as well as more regional flight, which is usually the more common traffic that it sees. It does see the bigger some of the tube liners coming through during the tourism season, of course. Now, this is a beautiful rendition of not only of the airport, but of course of over 80 square kilometers of the surrounding area and the city as well. You actually get, not only do you get the main airport, you also get 2 smaller subsidiary fields as well nearby. So you really are getting definite value for money here as well. Custom terrain meshes included as well, as well as a multi-elevation airport model and customized vegetation as well. Full dynamic lighting support for Prepared version 4 users as well. And this one, of course, is compatible, is required with FTX Global as well. So as I said, it is looking pretty damn awesome. Coming in at $40 Australian, about $35 or your original equivalent, available now from the Orbix Direct website. Alrighty, moving out of the main flight simulation world and moving into something that's similar to flight simulation. So, of course, this is the release of Field Air Simulations Tower 3D Pro on Steam. So we saw a release of their Boston Logan Airport for the Steam version. So, of course, this has been around for a while for the non-Steam version, but now they have brought it over to the Steam platform now as well. So this is coming in. So this adds the Boston Airport, which was originally a US Army field before being handed over to civilian use and a sort of combined use between military and civilian use in the 1940s, and of course expanded to being one of the largest and most busiest airports in the continental United States. So yes, if you are wanting to do this one and practice your tower skills for Steam users, you can pick this one up on the Steam store, coming in at $20 US, the original equivalent, available now on Steam. Alrighty, continuing on with continuing on with public transport, but moving closer to the ground level. So we saw another release for OMSI 2 from the guys over at Aerosoft. So this one is the Hafen City Hamburg Modern. So Hafen City translates to Harbour City. So of course it is a harbour city, as we know. And this one gives you 2 extra routes to add on for your bus journeying pleasure, as well as 2 new buses. So this gives you about almost 20 kilometers of new route, including over 50 bus stops, multiple terminal stops, as well as I said before, giving you different schedules and interesting things to be able to relive some of the routes as well. And be wary that the day of the week will actually change your routes. You must remember that because you have things like, for example, the fish market that actually blocks off part of the route, and you have to remember to avoid that on Sundays. So yeah, very interesting sort of use of day and time for that one. Now this one is fully, as I said, does include 2 buses as well, the 79L and LH as well, including with this, which is of course original buses using these routes in Hamburg. Now this is also designed to work in companionship with another OMSI 2 add-on, Hamburg Day and Night, which gives you another 2 routes, 109 and 688. So it'll actually, these sort of 2 are designed to merge together to be able to give you to use the multiple variants, multiple routes, and get some beautiful views of the city. As I said, so this comes into new AI vehicles, including taxis, police operations, as well as fully detailed scenery and functional passenger displays included with the routes and the lines as well. So yes, if you want to pick this one up, this one is available either on Steam or you can pick it up direct from the Aerosoft web store, coming in at $20 US or your regional equivalent, available now. Continuing on with public transportation and the ground level, of course, the guys over at Train Simulator have released a new train this time. So this time is the British Rail Class 402 HAL electric motive unit. So, of course, we are talking about HAL long before the 2001 The Space Odyssey films. This one is, in fact, so early, this was around in the 1930s. So this was when the main lines, the British Rail, was actually starting to be electrified. These EMUs were brought on board specifically to serve the electrified main routes from in Kent, so from London, Victoria, and Charing Cross to Gillingham and Maidstone lines. It's very interesting, actually, how these sort of were designed to work together. They were designed to work together. I believe it's very similar to some Japanese trains, where they would actually start from London as sort of like this long train, and then they get to a sort of a junction station, and then they would actually separate off into 2 different trains, which is actually kind of cool, kind of interesting, kind of cool. As they sort of start off, and then they'd depart London, Victoria together, and then at Swanley Station they'd actually sort of split off, one heading to Gillingham and one heading to Maidstone. So yeah, very, very interesting sort of look for that. Anyway, they would actually go on and serve throughout the Second World War and post-war as well, so soldering on with these lines and others as well, going on later on, eventually being turned over to a bit of freight lines before finally being retired in the 1970s. Now, included with this, as I said, you get the 2 HAL EMU in 2 different various liveries. Interestingly enough, the liveries will actually change how the actual train is set up, including whether it's got a horn, whistle, and the type of actual... we never did figure out whether it's a cockpit or a train cabin. Anyway, where you control the train from, it actually changes based on which one you have, because there are different eras of its served. So very interesting and fully quick drive compatible. Now, it does include 3 scenarios as well, 3 career scenarios. However, the career scenarios do require the use of the Chatham Main Line to London Gillingham route add-on to be purchased as well. So just bear in mind you do need to have that if you want to get full functionality. Otherwise, if you just want to pick up the train, it is available now, coming in at $20 US, available now on Steam. Alrighty, moving on with other simulation releases. So the guys over at Playway have brought us a new piece of DLC for their Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. So, Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 had a lot of bugs when it first hit the virtual stores. It looks like they have fixed most of them. I'm going to be going back and having another look before I bring a reviews to see where they're going with the bugs for that. Because I found a lot of them and it was just unplayable. Anyway, looks like though they have fixed it. The latest reviews are sort of coming in saying that it looks like they fixed it. So I'm going to go back and give it another go. But if you do haven't, or if you are wanting to give it another crack, you can now add in some Jeep vehicles as a part of the latest DLC. So we've got officially licensed Jeep vehicles, including the Grand Cherokee, the Willys Jeep, which is like the original Jeep, and the Jeep Wrangler. You also get various different engines included and liveries, and also you get a new track as well. So you actually get a full drive off-road track as well, which is going to be cool, which you can take any vehicle on. So if you are wanting to pick this one up, it's coming in at $6 US on launch special at the moment, 15% off, coming in at $5, coming in available now on Steam. Alrighty, in other simulation releases this week, we saw a couple of interesting sort of releases this week. So these are two farm add-ons. So the farm simulator sort of ad world has been one that sort of was very slow burning in the background, but it was always very consistent, had quite the following. We saw a couple of newcomers. This is a couple of newcomers on the market, and unfortunately they have really not done too well. So the first one is Professional Farmer American Dream. Now this is the second from the team that brought us, this team brought us a Professional Farmer last year, which was pretty much resoundingly slated as being horrible, and they've now rebooted it as Professional Farmer American Dream, giving you some American maps. Unfortunately, it looks like they have not learnt anything. They've essentially just distributed the same product, just slapped an American flag on it. Yeah, no, just no. Here's the thing: the farming simulation market, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a bit of a laugh, but I did actually enjoy farming simulator when I was playing it. You know what? It's kind of like the bar's been set pretty high by the two main players in the market. So yeah, if you're going to come into it, you've got to live up to that, and these guys really don't. Anyway, if you are wanting to try this one, especially with the fact that they have their claim to fame is pumpkin farming in this one, I guess you're trying to cash in on the Halloween trade, maybe, with the early date. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, if you do want to give this one a crack, it's coming in at $20 US, currently on a launch special, off for 10% off for $18 US, available now on Steam. In the other agricultural simulator release this week, we saw the release of Real Farm from Sodesco. The reviews are like horrific on this. The graphics look even worse than Professional Farmer. It's just horrible. I actually didn't think this was even coming to PC. I actually thought this was going to be a console exclusive. No, apparently they're bringing it to PC first before they bring it to consoles. In my personal opinion, I think you shouldn't be bringing it to anything, especially with the price tag they're charging for it. This is a $40 title, or you can get the deluxe edition, which includes the soundtrack, for $50. No, just no. It is horrific. Just looking at it is just horrifying. Yeah, and the reviews are all giving it even worse ratings than I would have thought. So yeah, just buyer beware on this one. There are a couple of people playing Let's Plays of this through online on YouTube at the moment. Definitely check them out before you even contemplate buying this, because this is looking atrocious. Otherwise, for console users, you're kind of stuck with this. This is all you're going to be getting. Anyway, but if you do want to pick it up, as I said, coming in, starting at $40 US, there is a 50% off discount at the moment, so it comes in at $34. Don't get it. I haven't got it, but I'm telling you right now from what I'm looking at, don't. Just don't. Just don't. Anyway, moving on. Okay, So, rounding out the simulation release news this week, we've got two releases from the guys over at for Paradox and Colossal for their City Skyline titles. This title just keeps going and growing, it really does. Anyway, so we saw two content releases this week. So the first one was the City Skylines European Suburbia Content Creator Pack. So this is their, I think, third in their content creators sort of packs. Basically, these guys they take someone from the modding community and they license their content from them. So this particular pack is a set of 80 specialized residential buildings and props designed to sort of extracted and sort of inspired by European surrounds and European places and European building styles. So this is really kind of cool, really kind of interesting. As ways gives you new ways to actually be able to expand your gameplay if you want to have a look at it. So yeah, kind of interesting, kind of cool. If you do want to expand it, as I said, it goes in with some of the other content creator packs that have been out for a while. And coming in, it's $5, not too badly priced either, just to give your sense of city a bit of more of a European flair. So yes, as I said, $5 to expand that, coming available now on Steam. In the second release for the City Skylines team, we saw the release of Green Cities. So this is their latest expansion. Basically, this adds over 350 assets to the game. Basically, it gives new eco-friendly sort of buildings, new specialization buildings. Couple alternatives to existing ones, new types of parks, and basically just gives you a chance to actually sort of, do you want to make your city more eco-friendly? So derive it more on wind power, and sort of do you get in touch with more organic farming and stuff like that. So it's very interesting with that one. You also get 3 new scenarios, 4 new policy options as well as some new hats for Chirper as well, the annoying little Twitter bot. And yeah, kind of cool, kind of interesting. Probably some of the rooftop gardens ideas and sort of solar stuff is very interesting. That I find is sort of intriguing with this one. Yeah, kind of cool. I kind of like it. Anyway, but yeah, so if you do want to pick this one up, this one is available now on Steam, coming in at $13, so reasonably good price for the expansion pack there, available now on Steam. Alrighty folks, that does round up the simulation release news for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.